OMG! Now that we've seen Tokyo, or as it was originally called, Edo, I'm super excited to see Kyoto.
Yeah, babe. Kinkakuji is the site to see. All the websites say it's where to be. Did you know that it's actually made of solid gold? I know all about Kyoto. Stick with me, Barbie, and I'll teach you everything you need to know about this place.
Oh, Ken, you are like so smart.
Whoa, hold the timer. ちょっと待ってください。
OMG, it's Kitty-chan. Tots kawaii.
お前、そうか。
Do we really have to help these?
They're silly gaijin. They need to know.
No what?
Just so you know, I totally watched this wicked awesome documentary on Kyoto last week, and Ken made me watch 47 Ronin like 15 times when it came out.
Best movie ever!
And anyways, we booked this awesome tour that got like mega reviews on TripAdvisor. Like, I'm practically gonna be a Kyoto expert by the end of this trip.
Well, that's all fine. Not really. But did you even think to question what the documentaries and the tours are showing you?
We are here to show you that not all is what it seems. Kyoto is very traditional in a sense, but there are many things people tend to overlook.
People tend to take everything that they're told at face value, especially
well-informed
brochures and tour guides. We're here to take you on our own tour and help you understand things tourists tend to miss about Kyoto.
And that you need to question what you're being shown when on historical tours. Come follow us.
Like, awesome! Our own personal tour? How do you say fabulux in Japanese?
I'm not so sure. This scene.
Here we go!
Whoa, like, where are we?
Hey, this is the Gion district, full of beautiful women. The Geisha. This is the best tour ever. Where are all them purty ladies, and how much do they charge?
Yes, Ken, this is the Gion district. And no, Ken, you won't be getting any booty today. The Gion district is a National Historical Preservation District. Most people come here to see the geisha when in reality it's more or less very rare to see a geisha out and about during the day.
But hey, wait, isn't that a geisha right there?
I will woo her with my manliness. Well, bang, okay.
Actually, that is not geisha at all. She's just dressed as a geisha for passing tourists to take picture with. She does not have the skill of the geisha. And Ken, to your dismay, you cannot just get with a geisha. A geisha are not prostitute, but an artist who performed dances and music to entertain the guests. Back before the modern period, they entertained many important warriors in the tea houses.
Warriors? Do you mean like those hot macho samurais?
Yeah, actually, the commonly thought of samurai were not known as the samurai until the Tokugawa era. Many warriors are labeled samurai due to the popular images seen today.
Otaku, we can handle this. Thanks.
Okay.
A lot of people recognize geisha as prostitute because back in the day when Japan was destroyed by Americans in World War II, many girls were calling themselves as geisha and sold their body just so they could survive. That's why there is a misconception that geisha are prostitutes when they actually are not. They are high-class artists who perform traditional songs and dances.
Exactly, that's why geishas are seen in the Gion district with preserved tradition. Also, they are really expensive because they train for at least 5 years or more to be a geisha.
Wow, that is like so interesting. I totally didn't know that.
I'd still like to... Ow, babe!
Iko, on to the next site.
Okay, like, I have a question. What gives with all these old houses I keep seeing all around Kyoto?
I know what they are. Those are called kiyomachiya. They are the most efficient house ever designed. They have been the most common style of architecture in Kyoto for over 1,000 years.
Yeah, totally. Japan is totally efficient, isn't it?
Yeah, they even have it in the Zen garden, so you can be all calm.
Wait, where are you getting this information?
Seriously, they are far from efficient. Since they're made of wood, the chances of them being damaged or destroyed by fires or earthquakes is much higher.
It's not even that financially viable a choice to live in a machiya compared to a modern house. And with more and more tall buildings being built in Kyoto, many owners of a machiya-style home are finding it's more just financially hard to own one. From 1996 to 2003, 13% of the machiya were destroyed, and the space where these machiya used to be are often being used to build more tall buildings and other modern-style buildings.
Oh no, but what's gonna happen to all of these historic buildings then?
Yeah, Kyoto can't become all modern. That's what Tokyo is.
There's actually been a bit of a recent movement to preserve machiya throughout Kyoto. In 2004, a benefactor, actually from Tokyo, made a donation to the city of Kyoto that allowed the Machiya Machizukuri Fund to be set up.
But with 80% of the existing machiya changed from their original design in some way or another, there's a long way to go if machiya are to come back as the most common style of architecture in Kyoto.
Well, I personally think they should be. It really shows the traditional, refined taste of Kyoto.
Are these people even listening?
Well, we should probably hurry along to the next stop of our tour.
Wow, where are we now? I feel so peaceful and serene. What a super beautiful place.
Welcome to Ryoanji, a popular Zen temple in Kyoto.
Home to famous 15-stone garden. But when you look at them, you can only see 14.
I know all about Zen. I meditate every day. I feel like this garden is speaking to me. It must be ancient. The brochure says it's one of the oldest temples, and it must be the most important. Yes, I feel the energy. I feel the calm. I am Zen.
Did you know this was not originally a Zen temple? A temple's origins and the actual building of this garden are relatively unknown. Some sources argue that the garden was built by the Fujiwara, while others believe that it was just a place where travelers would stop. But it is interesting that the brochure portrays it that way.
So, like, the garden hasn't been here the whole time?
Barbie, don't be silly. This must be the oldest garden in Japan.
No, Ken. The garden's origins are also debated. No one is quite sure who made the garden or when. Scholars will debate the origins as being from the 1400s to the 1600s, but that's quite a difference in time if you think about it. Also, many will argue that the monk painter Soami had built it, but again, there is less evidence and this is debated. What Kitty-chan is trying to say that even though this is advertised as being an old genuine Zen garden, its origins are not.
OMG, that is so interesting. I would have never guessed it. It's still such a nice temple though. Guess you don't know your stuff, Ken. Shocking.
But don't let this stop you from enjoying the scenery. It still is a beautiful temple with an interesting, yet debated history.
Deep inhale and exhale, and off we go!
But I need to meditate!
Welcome to Nishijin.
Whoa, check out this totes gorge kimono.
Nishijin is famous for being a textile industry. It flourished in the mid-1400s and became known for its unique style known as Nishijin-ori. This building has since become a museum, and actually they still make kimonos here today. Here are many fashion shows and items for purchase, and because of their handmade product, you know you'll get a bang for your buck.
My middle name is Kocher, and this kimono has my name all over it. But you gotta tell me, Kitty, does everyone in Kyoto buy their kimonos from here? Like, it would be totally embarrassing to go somewhere and some other lady walks in wearing the exact same thing. Like, I would totally die.
Kyoto is the center of tradition. I'm sure many people here wear the traditional kimono. It's to show the true elegance and grace.
Is it always like this?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hang on, guys!
OMG. Now, this is what I call heaven. You're telling me that an ancient traditional city like Kyoto actually has awesome shopping? This isn't in any of the tourist brochures. I totes thought this place was like all bamboo trees and Buddha statues and temples and stuff, like, you know?
Yes, Barbie-chan. Despite what you may think, Kyoto has developed into a modern city, with many of the same amenities, stores, and brands that you may be familiar with and more. The street is called Shijo-dori, and from the first impression of these towering glass and steel buildings, you may think you're in Tokyo. This is Kyoto's central shopping district and home to numerous department stores.
Yes, I've heard of this street. It's famous for selling fans and kimonos and traditional type old stuff.
Actually, Ken, department stores like Daimaru has 8 floors of cosmetics, jewelries, contemporary fashions, and restaurants. A 15-minute walk from here is Kyoto Cross, which is a very popular place for young female shoppers. And in between, you'll find high-end brands boutiques like
Louis Vuitton
and
Gucci. OMG! Honestly, Kenneth, why are you still standing there? Follow me. It's time to do some serious shopping cardio. I'm gonna need you to carry my shopping bags after I do some #serious damage on Daddy's Amex.
Stick with us, Barbie. We have one last stop on our inside tour of Kyoto.
Okay, seriously guys, all this warping is making me like totally dizzy.
Okay, so even if what you have said is true, everyone thinks Kyoto is an ancient city with culture and history, so therefore it is. If everyone else thinks it's okay, then why are you correcting us? Look at the tours and brochures. Even the people here are convinced they are reserved and ancient. That is the image they're going for.
What the? For once, this dipshit says something really smart. What do we do now?
Only one thing to do. We tell him the truth. Yes, Ken, what you have said is precisely true. The city underwent enormous amount of changes and turmoils for hundreds of years. The prestige and the power the city once truly had is no more today, both politically and economically. However, the city does have things to hold on to, their 1,000 years of history. Sure, some of the things have been twisted by media, but this is still extremely precious for the people here.
Yeah, the people here are really proud of their history and this mystical image. Surely it is refreshing to escape the suffocating business and indulge in yourself here once in a while. It's like a yoga thing you Americans do.
I love yoga and I love to meditate in Zen temples and bamboo forests. That's like toads awesome and enlightening, and I'm feeling super smart.
Another day, babe. I'd still like to see this Gion Matsuri. It's the biggest festival that Kyoto celebrates, and we must go.
Hold up. Is this Gion district have its own festival? Is there going to be a bunch of geisha there?
Of course, babe. It's called the Gion Matsuri, so it must be the festival about Gion district.
Gion Matsuri has nothing to do with Gion district just because they sound the same. Gion Matsuri originated from the Shinto shrine, Gion Jinja.
Gion Jinsha housed the deity of Susanoo no Mikoto, as well as his wife and 8 children. He is one of the most important Shinto deity along with Amaterasu, the sun deity, and Tsukuyomi, the moon deity. Susanoo is a kami well known for his turbulent temper, anger, and weeps, which was said to make the sea churn and the mountain groan, all of which turns to natural disasters.
Like OMG, I totally know this story. Susanoo saves Inarahime from the 8-headed beast and marries her. Nailed it!
Let me guess. The festival is part of the religious practice that worships Susanoo?
That is an interesting way of thinking of it. But whether it is truly worship or simply well-practiced tradition, you have to judge that for yourself.
The shrine that housed Susanoo is originally called the Yasaka Shrine, but in 600 AD, Buddhism came to Japan, and the Buddhist deity, the bull-headed heavenly king, or Gozu-tenno, is worshipped in a new temple, the Gion Temple. So the term Gion is actually a Buddhist term and has nothing to do with Shintoism in its origin.
The Gion festival was established in the year 970 on the 14th day of the 6th month to exorcise demon that was said to cause pestilence. Many scholars try to derive some similarities between Susanoo and Gozu-tenno, but the connections were very vague. So in the end, Susanoo somehow became deity of Gion temple because tradition and religion became worked over time.
Despite its early origin, the festival itself ceased to exist for a long time during the turbulent Ashikaga period and was not actually annually practiced until Nobunaga brought it back in Kyoto. Now it's celebrated in July on the 17th and the 24th.
Look, what's with that giant float those men are pulling?
That is called a hokodashi. The hokodashi procession is the centerpiece of the Gion festival. They have towering pole up to 60 feet, decorated by a crest of many famous medieval daimyo like that of Oda Nobunaga. Each wagon have a music band on top playing drums and flutes called Gion Bayashi. In each wagon is a 10-year-old boy dressed up like deity. They are called Hoko no Chigo, or the page of Hoko.
That big one over there is called the Naginata Hokodashi. That is the one that symbolizes Susanoo by the spear on top. Despite what may seem like inconveniences, the Japanese government cut all the telephone and the electric wires necessary for the passage of the tall Hokodashi. Look at the one right there, it's about to turn. This part is so exciting.
Despite what you said about this not being the same as the Gion district, I could see why this is so popular. Just look at all them ladies dressed in nice kimonos. Hot damn, you dog. Geisha or not, this right here is gold.
What they're wearing is called yukata. It's so much different from kimono. I mean, in this weather, I think all the girls would suffocate and die of heat stroke any minute now if they were wearing kimonos. But yo, Ken, if anything, yukata is way hotter than kimono. I mean, thin fabrics and simple designs, there's so little between you and the girls, and I hear some girls go commando.
So even though Gion festival have a deep historical and cultural origin, two religions got messed up in a long time of turbulence and modification. That is why things like Gion festival exist today.
Just know that not everything is what it seems, and it is actually very interesting not to take things at face value. If you decide not to be lazy and actually do research into whatever place you're touring next, you will find so much more fun and enlightening revelations.
Thanks so much, kiddies. That was the best tour ever. You know, I really learned that sometimes things are just very different than what you read in like the tour books.
Yeah, thanks, kiddies. I did have a lot of fun here in Kyoto.
No problem, guys. Oh, I think I see another couple that needs help.
They sound Swedish.
Oh, Ken, I'm having so much fun.
Barbie, speaking of not taking everything as it seems, I am not actually from the South.
Oh, wow. What the?
Sick dog.
Hi, Bobby.
Yes, Ken, this is the Gion district. And no, Ken, you won't be getting any Buddha today.
She said Buddha. Okay, I'm gonna try this.
Pom pom way 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 pom pom way pom way pom pom way way pom 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 way way pom way pom way. Oh shit! You can do. Pom pom way 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 pom pom way pom way pom pom way way pom 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 way pom. Fuck.
That's so great.
Well informed.
I am Zen.
You? A Zen master?